Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we will learn about Kingdom Protista. If you haven't watched my previous lecture on biological classification and many more videos on strategies and chemistry, please subscribe my channel and also share your views in the comment section about this video. So we will learn about Kingdom Protista in today's lecture. So you have to remember that Kingdom Protista include all unicellular eukaryotes. Yes, all unicellular eukaryotes are included in Kingdom Protista. The most important thing about this kingdom is that, and the most important line that is given in the NCRT, that the boundaries of this kingdom are not defined. Yes, many a times question comes in NEET examination, the boundary of which kingdom is not known. So you have to mark the kingdom protista over there. Many students think that it is kingdom Monera, but it is not kingdom Monera, it is kingdom protista. Now we will see about different group of organisms that are included in this kingdom. Basically, you have to remember that all the unicellular eukaryotes are included in this kingdom. Okay, means all the unicellular eukaryotes are included, and they have different modes of reproduction. They reproduce by cell fusion, zygote formation. They have membrane bound organelles because they all are eukaryotes. These are the basic point that you have to remember. So basically, many groups, there are different groups that are in this kingdom. uh, Let me just tell you about different groups. Number one is chrysophytes. We will see today all of them in detail. Number two, dinoflagellates. Number three, euglenoids. And number four, slime molds. And last but not the least, protozoans. Okay, we will see protozoans. So let us now see our first group of organisms, that is chrysophytes. But you have to remember that this group include diatoms and desmids. Desmids are also called as golden algae. Okay, diatoms and desmids. They are found in freshwater also, and they are found in environment also, marine environment also, and also in the freshwater. What you have to remember is that they are planktons. Planktons are the organism that keep floating on the surface of a lake or a river or any water body. Okay, and most important thing is that they are photosynthetic also, most of them. So most of them are photosynthetic, means they can make their own food using light energy. Okay, their cell wall. Their cell wall are made up of silica. Cell wall is made up of silica, silicaceous cell wall, and this cell wall fit together like a soap box. Means it have external theca and theca interna and theca externa, both of them fuse together to form a soap box like structure. Because it is made up of silica, so no one can destroy it. So it word is used, that is, their walls are indestructible. Indestructible walls means their walls cannot be easily destroyed. Okay, so there are indestructible walls because when they die, means when they degrade off, they leave this cell wall remains. Okay, so these cell wall remains are made up of silica, so they deposit large amount of cell wall deposit in their habitat. This accumulation, the cell wall accumulation for millions of years, is called as diatomaceous earth. So you have to remember that they are called as diatomaceous earth. Okay, it is used in the filtration of oils, polishes, syrups, and you have to remember this, that since they are photosynthetic diatoms and desmids, so they are basically chief producers in the ocean. This question has been asked by many a times in it, many times. So chief producers of ocean, this is very important that they will ask that which of the following groups is called as or are chief producers in the ocean. So you have to remember that diatoms and desmids are the chief producers of oceans or chrysophytes. So we have done chrysophytes. So the points are that you have to remember that chrysophytes include diatoms and desmids or golden algae. They are plankton, they float on the water body. Their walls are made up of silica. They are indestructible walls. They fit like soap box. The remains of their wall contribute to diatomaceous earth basically, and most important is that there are chief producers of the oceans. So let us now see the second group of organisms in kingdom Protista that are referred to as dinoflagellates. Let us break the word. Dino means two. Flagellate means flagella, means they contain two flagella, most of them. And we have seen that chrysophytes are both freshwater and marine, means they are found in fresh water also, they are found in marine water also. But you have to remember that dinoflagellates are mostly found in marine environments. They are mostly found in marine environments. So these organisms are marine and they are also photosynthetic. They are also photosynthetic and they impart different colors. So they are photosynthetic. They have two flagella, impart different colors on the basis of different pigments that are present in them, like red, blue. Okay, and they have stiff cellulosic walls. Very important that in chrysophytes there were the cell walls made up of silica, but they have cellulosic cell wall, and we all know that plants also have cellulosic cell wall. So they are having cellulosic cell wall, they are photosynthetic, they have pigments due to which they impart different colors in the sea. They have two flagella, I have already told you that one lies longitudinally, means one lies vertically, and other lies horizontally. The most important examples are, there are only two examples, but they are very important. Goniolax. It is responsible for red tides in the ocean. Means due to the pigments it is having, because it is a red dinoflagellate, It is responsible for red tide. Red tide means that sea appear red. There is a lot of difference between red sea and red tide. Okay, here only sea appears red, but sea is not actually red because of the abundance of the goniolics in the sea, and it is a red dinoflagellate due to its pigments. The sea appears red, due to which it is called as red tide. And the toxins that they release, basically, they release many toxins due to which the fishes in that marine environment die, or they may even have that toxin in that. And the fishes that are being eaten by the human beings, they also contain these toxins. So dinoflagellates are not good for human beings because the fishes that human beings consume, they can also consume the toxin along with it. And the second example is Noctiluca. Noctiluca show bioluminescence. This is important. Bioluminescence means it shines out in the environment. Okay, so it in dark it just glows up. So Noctiluca shows bioluminescence. You have to remember this. So we have seen two groups, chrysophytes and dinoflagellates. Now let us see the very important group and very interesting also, that is euglenoids. Euglenoids, as the name signifies, euglenoids contain members like euglena, and you have to remember that they are freshwater organisms. We have seen the three groups till now, means we are seeing the third group. In the first group of chrysophytes, we have seen that there are both freshwater and marine. Dinoflagellates are mostly marine, but they are mostly freshwater. Euglenoids are mostly freshwater organisms. In the case of chrysophytes, we have seen that the cell wall is made up of silica. In the case of dinoflagellates, we have seen that the cell wall is made up of cellulose. But in the case of euglenoids, the cell wall is made up of a protein rich layer. Protein. So you have to remember protein rich layer. P for protein. Protein rich layer which is called as pellicle. So P for pellicle and P for protein. So euglenoids have their body covered with protein rich layer which is called as pellicle, which makes their body really flexible. And the most important point in this group of organism, and which is always asked in NEET examination or in the case of board examination in short questions, is that the mode of nutrition of euglenoids is mixotrophic. Now let me just tell you in little detail about this mode of nutrition. Mixotrophic. You have to remember that mixotrophic mode of nutrition include both types of nutrition, means autotrophic and heterotrophic. Autotrophic mode of nutrition means, now you may be thinking that how the both of the modes. In the presence of sunlight, euglenoids or basically euglena perform photosynthesis. Yes, in the presence of sunlight, when there is sunlight, in the presence of sunlight, euglena perform photosynthesis because euglena contain chlorophyll A. This is also a very important question. That euglena contain chlorophyll A. So, in the presence of sunlight, it shows photosynthesis and can prepare its food by its own. But in the case of night, when there is no sunlight, so let us just remove the sunlight from here. Means in the absence of sunlight, it acts as a heterotrophic. Means in the absence of sunlight, when there is no sunlight, it will behave like heterotrophic nutrition and it will find its prey and just will capture and will complete its nutrition. So the both type of nutrition it is showing on the basis of the conditions, on the basis of the environment, like sunlight is present or not. So in that case, it is mixotrophic because it can show both type of nutrition. So this is very important question. So example you can easily remember, that example is euglena. So euglenoids are very important because they contain pellicle, they have freshwater organisms, and they have mixotrophic nutrition. Means in the presence of sunlight they will act as autotrophic, otherwise they will act as heterotrophic. So next let us see slime molds. Next group, slime molds. Slime molds, you can remember that they are saprophytic. What do you mean by saprophytic? Means they feed their nutrition from dead decaying twigs or dead decaying leaves or barks. Means on the organic matter that is completely decayed. So saprophytic nutrition is shown by slime molds. So under suitable condition they form a aggregation which is called as plasmodium. Under suitable conditions, which may grow and spread into several fields. But during unfavorable conditions, means when there is less decaying matter, they are not having proper food, there are not proper conditions for reproduction. During unfavorable conditions, this plasmodium forms fruiting bodies that release spores. These fruiting bodies will release spores, and these spores are highly resistant. And they are basically highly resistant and they can be just dispersed by air currents. And wherever the conditions are suitable, they will just germinate. Okay, they will just germinate. But they form spores in the case of unfavorable condition. Okay, so you have seen the slime molds. They their spores bear true walls, not false walls. So at the tip of the plasmodium, there will be having spores. So the spores will just fall off somewhere, and they are very hard spores. Means they are having the extremely resistant spores that survive for many years under adverse conditions. But when the conditions are suitable, these spores just germinate to form the next slime molds. So this is all about slime molds. Next we are seeing about protozoans. Protozoans protist. Protozoan protists are heterotrophic. They live as predators or parasites. The most important line which is given in the NCRT. But you have to remember, and many a time a question has come, that protozoans are believed to be primitive relatives of animals. Primitive relatives of animals. So this is very important now. Now in the protozoans there are different type of groups. Like there are four types of group that we will discuss right now. First group is amoeboid protozoans. You can just as the name signifies, amoeboid protozoans form pseudopodia to capture their prey. Means they modify the shape of the body in the false feet. Pseudopodia is also called as false feet. So they capture the prey by changing the shape of the body like this, so they can easily capture the prey. So they form pseudopodia. So they are called as amoeboid protozoans. Okay, they are found in every environment like freshwater or marine, every environment they are found. So they form pseudopodia, and most of the time, like it is very important that example is Entamoeba histolytica, which we will learn in human health and disease chapter that will come in class 12. That Entamoeba histolytica cause amoebic dysentery. So it is in the protozoan protist because it just captures the prey by making the false feet or pseudopodia. Okay, they also form silica shells on their surfaces, but only those protozoans are marine. So next we are having flagellated protozoans. Flagellated protozoan, as the name signifies, that they are having the flagella. For example, Trypanosoma gambis. Okay, Trypanosoma gambis. That causes sleeping sickness, also called as African sleeping sickness. African sleeping sickness. Today's task of yours is that you have to tell me that African sleeping sickness is caused by or is transmitted by which vector. So today I will give you one question that you have to give the answer in the comment section. I will wait for your answers. That name the vector for African sleeping sickness. Okay, so let us see. African sleeping sickness is caused by Trypanosoma gambis, but who is the vector? You have to tell me in the comment section. Okay, so next group is ciliated protozoans. Ciliated protozoans have cilia in their walls, and for example is Paramecia. Example of ciliated protozoans is Paramecium. They have a cavity which is called as gullet, and basically they have two kinds of, let me just tell you, that they show nuclear polymorphism. Yes, very important. That Paramecium shows nuclear polymorphism. Means they have two kinds of nucleus. One is macro and one is micro. Now you will be thinking about the functions of these. So let me tell you the functions of macro. So macronucleus is responsible for sexual reproduction in the case of ciliated protozoans like paramecium, and micro is responsible for nutrition. So this you have to remember. And the nuclear polymorphism is very important word, that it is shown by ciliated protozoans which include paramecium. And paramecium is also called a slipper animalcule. You can see that the diagram is given, so it is also called a slipper animalcule. You have to remember this because it just look like a slipper. Okay, so you have to remember the very important point about ciliated protozoans are very important in the case of protozoan protist. Now let us see the last group, that is sporozoans. Sporozoans, and again the name signifies in biology, the most of the meanings of the word are taken from the word itself. So read the words carefully, and I am there for your help. So do subscribe, like, and comment your views about this video and about my channel, and the topic that you find difficult. I will try to make the videos on that. So let us see sporozoans. Sporozoans have a spore-like stage in their life cycle. Okay, and the most common example is malarial parasite. Malarial, we will see the malaria life cycle in again human health and disease chapter. So malarial parasite, which is basically plasmodium, is included in this. So I will tell you in detail in that chapter of class 12th. But you have to remember that sporozoans are the protozoan protist, and the plasmodium is the most common example. Okay, so thank you for supporting me. Your subscriptions, likes, and comments matter more to me. In the next lecture, we will see kingdom fungi. Till then, keep liking, keep sharing, and keep subscribing, keep supporting my channel. Thanks for watching.